But if y'all want us to come in and do stuff for you, I would encourage you to be thinking like 3 months out, 6 months out, further out. So that way we're getting on your schedules like ahead of it all. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys to like be thinking ahead as much as possible, especially when we get requests where it's like 1 month out. Is we just our calendars are booked so much further in advance than that. So you know, we want to be able to help everybody, and especially bringing on Ebony. You know, it is one of our goals to be providing more strategic planning services. But again, we're just needing you guys to help us with that and thinking and planning a little bit further in advance. Another update that I want to share with y'all is that we have been working hard and diligently on how we're converting, or what Elizabeth is calling the switch to 6, which I love. And that is the moving from the 10 standards that National used to have to the 6 standards. And so what we have been doing as a team is taking the document that the National Main Street Center had, putting in a bag, sticking in some of our magic, and pulling out this kind of revised version that we feel like will work best for our communities while still meeting the needs and requirements from National Main Street Center, and finding a way to make that work for us. It's almost at a point where we would be ready to share it, but we're still putting some final touches on it. And then after that comes all the extra stuff, where it's building out the training materials and the videos and the resources and stuff like that. But one of the things that we want to put forth to you guys and to all of our managers is we are going to have an opportunity for those managers who are chomping at the bit and want to learn about the switch to 6 and really want to just like get out there, get their hands around it, get a feel for it. We are going to be offering an opportunity for you to like enroll in the beta version. And so starting July 1, we will have an online registration where you can opt in to participating in our what we're calling the beta for the assessment rollout. And so the reason we're having an opt-in period is a couple things. A is that I'm going to be real upfront with you, and that not everything right now has been fully developed. We are in the process of developing stuff. So if you enroll in the beta with us, you know, the idea is fun and flexibility, right? Knowing that we are going to equip you with everything you need to operate under the new assessment switch to 6 for the upcoming assessment cycle, but that we're going to kind of all be learning as we go together. And the other idea is that instead of just being like everybody can opt in whenever, we really need to know like who we're working with under the beta version. So it's one of those things that we'll have that enrollment period for a month. If you sign up, then you would be committing to using the new annual assessment standards for next year. Hold on one second. Hey guys, can you mute that? Okay. So I know that we've had managers reach out to us and, you know, show their interest and say that they want to be a part of it. And we want y'all to be a part of it. We want to hear from you. We want to, you know, see what's working, see what's not working. If we need to add things, change things, switch things. If you are a community that's not presenting next year, like for example, like let's say you're Jeffrey up in Washington, you're not scheduled to present next year. By opting into the beta, you wouldn't be presenting. You would just be going through the assessment process like you would normally for your year. It's just you would be using the new document versus our old document. There will be a few kind of standards that we're going to like set in place for, to decide, if you would qualify to participate in the beta. We obviously want you to be in good standing. We want you to be up to date on all your reporting and things like that. So, but again, we're going to give people the option to do this. And, if we have only 2 people that want to do it, that's okay. And if we have 50 people that want to do it, that's great too. So everybody else, anybody who doesn't want to do that or to opt into the beta, that's perfectly fine. And you will just move forward with the rest of the year and your assessment in, the documents and stuff you turn in January 15th of 2023 would just be what we've been working with, traditionally. So nothing new, nothing different. But everybody in the world in Georgia is going to have to move to the new system in 2023 after we completed this current assessment cycle. So I'm trying to give you guys the opportunity to participate in this in a way that works for you, that is at a comfort level for you guys. If you're one of those people and you're like, don't show it to me till it's completely done, until you've got all the kinks worked out, I totally get that. I'm fine with that. And then that means the beta version is not for you. If you're one of those people who wants to have your hands in it and wants to know all the little things and wants to be able to provide us feedback and comments and express your concerns, then the beta version is for you. So again, I'm just putting that out there for y'all, let you know that that's coming. And again, the opt-in period will be the month of July, and we'll have more information coming on that coming out in the next couple of weeks. So you guys will have plenty of time to make an informed decision and figure out if that is what works for you guys. A couple other reminders. Ellen wanted me to remind you that MOUs are due and coming up at the end of the month. So if you have not completed that, having everybody sign it, please do so and make that a priority. If you're not sure if everything has been complete, you can reach out to Ellen, but I do believe that once everybody has signed it, you guys probably should get a copy of it. And we appreciate everybody else who is on top of it and has gotten stuff turned in and ready to go. The other thing is, now that Ellen is on the team and has been with us for several months, you guys will start getting more frequent reminders about things that are compliance related, like monthly reports. So monthly reporting is extremely, extremely important, and is something that I have asked her to prioritize in her role for our programs. So this is my warning to you. If you have been lackadaisic about it, if you have been delinquent, if you have been turning in stuff perpetually late, I'm coming for you. I need y'all to step it up. I need you to get stuff in and on time. I need you to get a schedule for yourself. I need you to get your hands and arms around this, because this needs to be a priority. This is like the basics of the basics. And if we can't do this, then, what else, is gonna, come to pass. So again, this is really like the building blocks right here of Main Street stuff. And so, especially in 2020, we tried to be reasonable and understanding with like meetings and, due dates and things like that. But, it's been several years now, and we just have to figure out a way to operate in the world. And so, again, I have tasked Ellen with getting, if anybody who's not on track, getting you back on track. And if you are a habitual offender and not getting stuff turned in, you will be potentially put on probationary status for your program for next year. So nobody wants that. Nobody wants to have to tell their boss that the reason you're on probation is because you can't turn a document in on time. So I'm just giving y'all fair warning. Can't say we didn't have that conversation. And again, what's happened has happened, but I want y'all to move forward, just knowing that that's where we stand and taking it as serious as possible. Elizabeth, what else am I missing?
Can you hear me? Sweet. Sorry, I've been having issues with headphones. I think you pretty much covered it. Did we have somebody on the call from GDA that wanted to talk about the conference?
I can talk about it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're the perfect person.
Yeah, so we're super excited to host y'all in Macon August 22nd through the 25th. So registration is live. If you go to Georgia Downtown Association website, you can register for the conference. Thanks to all of you who have submitted proposals for sessions and for awards. We are still looking for some sessions. So if y'all had something you wanted to submit and just couldn't get it together to submit it yesterday by the deadline, that's okay. If you could get it in by next Wednesday, that would be awesome. We'd love to have all of you sharing about the wonderful things going on in your community. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for the conference this August. Of course, networking with your peers at the sessions. We also have some great opportunities to explore downtown Macon. So mobile workshops are part of the registration process. On Tuesday, we'll have a block that's just mobile workshops. So you'll have a chance to go out and see something of downtown Macon during the conference. That is built into the schedule. So please register for those. And we'll have some great networking opportunities at Ball Line, our welcome reception. We'll also have the award ceremony at the Douglas Theater, which will be fun. And we'll have a karaoke after party on Wednesday night at Reboot. So be sure that you stick around on Wednesday night for that. And we'll close out the conference on Thursday morning with a coffee and conversation type of event at Hotel 45. And we'll also have the opportunity to tour Hotel 45. So that's a brand new 94-room boutique hotel in the heart of downtown Macon. That was a historic building that was offices. It's hard to believe that was converted into a hotel and looks as cool as it does now. But you'll have a chance to see that and learn a little bit more about that project as well. So lots of great stuff, fun things to do. You can also sign up for a Rock Candy Tour on Tuesday night. So that's a tour of Macon's music history. So if you don't know, Otis Redding is from Macon, the Allman Brothers Band, Jason Aldean, Little Richard, and countless others. So there's definitely something in the water here in Macon. So you can learn a little bit more about that on the Rock Candy Tour, and you can register for that as well when you do the conference registration. And also have great training opportunities on Monday for DDA and Main Street 101 if you want to mention that. And then we'll be adding another training to the Thursday schedule. So, did I get everything? Abigail, Christian, Jeffrey?
Hey, Lucretia, I see you got a question for us.
Good morning, everyone. Emily, you mentioned you were still accepting proposals. Are there specific topics you're trying to garner interest in?
I mean, we have a list of ideas in the proposal document. But I mean, if there's something you're doing in your community that you think people would be interested in, please submit it. Anything and everything is great.
Thank you.
Can I add something? We are putting the swag bags together. And so if anybody has anything that you would like to contribute to the swag bags, please let me know. But an exciting addition this year is we will actually have some really cute swag and merch available for sale. So bring some extra spending money. If you would like to support GDA, it's going to be some really cute stuff we have up our sleeve, but that money is going to go back into the conference and to purchasing additional merch and swag items for next year's conference. So be looking forward to that.
Can I add something?
Yes, absolutely. Please.
So, so I have the honor of doing the scholarship program silent auction again, because no one got the silent, no one applied for a scholarship this year. So I want to point that out. There's that wonderful program available that provides in-state training and national conference. So please utilize it so that way someone else can take over it next year. For this year though, so last year we hit about $3,000. So my goal this year is $4,000 because I'm an overachiever. So all of you need to gather wonderful goodies and hotel stays and all that stuff in your community and submit to our silent auction. So that way we can make lots of money and help all of us go to more trainings. So please help me with that. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. And Jeffrey's right. I mean, the scholarship program is a great opportunity. If you're a member of GDA, please take advantage of it. That's what the money's there for, to help you go to training to take advantage of it, especially you guys with small budgets. I mean, you know, this is here for the taking. So please try and, you know, take advantage of that. Elizabeth, I see you got a hand raised.
Yeah, this question is for Emily on the conference. You might not know the answer, but I've had a couple people reach out to me looking, is the Hotel 45 block already booked?
That I don't know. We didn't get a
Okay.
ton of rooms within that block because a lot of rooms were already booked up for
Mhm.
that week. But yeah, I don't know. We can find out the
Okay.
answer for that.
Okay, because I've had a couple people reach out. The block is booked. Thank you, Andy.
Okay.
But there's still rooms available. Awesome. Okay. I just had some people calling and I'm like, I would just go ahead and book one because I think it's probably full. But I hadn't had a specific answer. So now I know how to answer that. And for anybody on the call, you have the information.
Yeah, I will say too, the Woodward, if y'all haven't booked your hotel yet, and I'm not sure, Andy, do you know if that block is booked either? But that's a new boutique hotel that's actually finishing up construction right now, and we'll go, rooms will be available July 4th, but that is a hotel block as well. And that is on 2nd Street. So it's walkable to everything. So if you weren't sure what that hotel was or wanted more information about it, it's a really cool place to stay.
Karen, did you have a question?
Yes, I just wanted to ask Jeffrey, and I'm sure it's probably in the registration details, but what's the deadline that you need for the silent auction items? Because I did put some requests out to
I
some
will
of my
take
folks.
things day of, so just bring it.
Okay.
So there's deadlines all in there, but we learned last year that that's not realistic. So people walk in with their items, and I'm okay with that because that equals more money for us. Just make sure when you come, fun fact tip, go ahead and have a list of all your stuff attached to your thing. That makes it way easier when I'm doing my side of filling out the forms and stuff. Because otherwise I'm guessing what it's worth. And I'm not good at guessing. And I don't know that 200 bottle of wine that you brought. I'm going to say it's worth 50 bucks because I'm going to assume you bought it at Walmart. So have a good list and what it's worth. Thank you.
And I wanted to mention one more thing about conference. We also have the RFP for next year's conference location on the website. So if you are a community that's really interested in hosting this conference, please take a look at that. We've definitely changed up the format. So if you don't have a convention center in your downtown or in your community, you can still host this conference or partner with another close by community to make it work with hotel rooms and locations and all that good stuff.
Awesome. And I would say too, I'm sure that y'all mentioned this, but with the awards stuff too, were the applications already due, right? I can't remember, or if they're still coming due.
Yeah, awards applications were due yesterday and we got a good.
Okay.
Good
I was gonna say,
amount
never
of-
mind, then don't turn them in now because it's too late. But yeah, we're excited to be going and making. I think it's, you know, the entire GDA team is the board and the staff have been working hard to make this work for y'all. So we'll be there. Excited to, you know, see y'all there. I see we got a question from Barbara. This might be for Andy. How many swag bags are being put together? Like, how many things would you need for the swag bags?
We're shooting for 150. If you don't have that many, talk to me and we can work something out, but that's the goal.
Very good question. Karen, I think we answered your question, so I'm gonna put your hand down, but if you have another question, you just shout it out and you let me know, okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything else conference related that we need to talk about.
Shout out to Emily for putting in so much work. This is going to be hopefully a very well organized conference this year, and we're excited to be back in a traditional downtown. So I know the board and staff, like Jessica mentioned, has been working really hard, but Emily has like gone above and beyond as the host city. So shout out to you, Emily.
Oh, and that's one of the things that Emily had mentioned is that the day before the conference, there will be some trainings available. And so one of the things that our office will be doing is offering a Main Street 101 in person. So we haven't done that for several years just because we have the online version. And then as well, we had the pandemic. So this will be the only in-person version that we will be offering this year. It's not 8 hours. I think it's planned for 4 hours in the afternoon. I think we start at, Ellen can correct me. I think we start at 1 and maybe go till 5. But it's kind of a condensed version of Main Street 101, hitting the highlights. It's for board members, managers, volunteers, staff, anybody that needs to get stuff covered. And it's it's training, so we'll, for anybody who's had a hard time getting your folks to do the online version, send them to Macon. We'll do it with them in person, and we'll get them sorted out. But I think in the future we'll probably maybe try and do this once a year at the conference, but as of right now, this will be the only 101 in person this year. So if you need them to take it, send them that way, and we will have limited capacity. So make sure you register early, and you would register for this as part of the conference. So it's you don't have to go to 2 separate places to do it. You just have to go to one, and it would be that day before. So I think it's that Monday afternoon is when our 101 component would be. And you don't have to go to the conference to attend 101. So, I mean, we'd love you to be at the conference. We'd love you to take advantage of all the networking and training that will be available to you that week. But if you do not have time to, to get away that whole time, or if you don't have board members that would want to do the whole thing and you just want to do just 101, that's absolutely fine as well. So you can come in just for that training, just for that day, whatever works best for y'all's schedules. Absolutely. Trying to think. I feel like that's the biggest stuff we do. I need to register my staff if she's just taking the 101. Yes, anybody who is going, if they want to do it in person, they would need to register. Yeah, they don't have to do the full conference, but they would need to register. And it's only if you want to do it in person. Obviously, we still have our online version that works, but yeah, anybody, we always, it's required for Main Street managers and board members to complete 101 within your first year. Actually, I think it's the first 6 months on the job. But if you have other staff that works with you in the office, or other volunteers who are very active and engaged, if you have a boss that isn't familiar with Main Street and they're having to work with you a lot, we always recommend them going through 101, just again, as a way to help them understand kind of like what your commitments are and what the requirements are, because it's a lot to take in. Yep. Brandy from Valdosta says she's got 2 board members for 101 and her new coordinator that'll be attending. So that's awesome. Perfect. And the nice thing too about that, we're doing it in person, is they get to meet people from other places. So that's not always an opportunity that they get to take advantage of. So I would highly encourage it. So let's see, what else is going on? How are y'all doing? What's going on in communities? Somebody tell me something awesome. We just finished our leadership summit in Thomasville last week, and that was super exciting. We had a great group of folks, very active and engaged. Thomasville was hotter than the surface of the sun, but luckily the air conditioning was cranked up inside, so that makes it work. I have no idea what's going on outside my window, so if you hear beeping, I'm really sorry about that. It's just like constant. And I can't see anybody, but I can hear them. Abigail, did you have any good takeaways from last week at the conference or the leadership summit?
Constantly picking on me, Jessica.
It's true. It's true. I sat her at the
For
front of the
those
room.
who
So I
weren't
could just
there,
like,
I was in the front row and she constantly called me. No, I think the biggest takeaways to for the leadership conference is understanding your people and how they need to be led versus just leading people how you like to be led. So just making sure that you are leading up and just people development. Level 4 is definitely where you want to be at least. And then hopefully one day they'll give you 5.
Love it. I know that if Jeff is on, I know that he had a question he wanted to put before the group. Jeff, are you on?
I am on. Yeah.
Okay, you want to throw it
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, so if anybody's got a good example of a historic building that is in pretty rough shape and they've had a developer come in and creatively salvage the building. So I've got a 2-story freestanding building. The roof is in rough shape. The back is off, has collapsed, and the guts of the building it would just be a lot to try to restore it. So want to historically preserve as much as we can, but understand that economically the numbers have to work. And we've had 5 people probably interested in the last 7 years, and nobody's really been able to make the numbers work. So if anybody's got a good example, I know Elizabeth shared in Greensboro, the brewery. But if anybody's got any buildings that stand out, I would really appreciate if you could send those properties my way so we could take a look at them.
I love that. Jeff, Emily Hopkins put in the chat that one of their board members created a rock climbing gym out of a shell of a building that we're going to get to tour during the conference, which is
Sweet.
cool. I'm like,
Awesome.
"Ooh,
Okay.
that's really cool."
And Emily, what's that's in the, okay.
Yeah, so that will be
You-
on the unexpected uses for vacant spaces mobile workshop. But it's Making Rocks Climbing Gym. I'll put a link in the chat so you can see it. It literally was a shell of a building. It did not have a roof. It just had like 3 walls.
Awesome.
And Jeff, have they looked at like DDRLF or something like that for gap financing?
Yeah, last year somebody looked at that. A lot of it has to do with timing.
Because it takes time.
It takes so much time. Yeah.
Mhm.
And oddly enough, the young man that bought the property several years ago had, visions of grandeur and realized it wasn't going to work. But now, as each time he's trying to sell it, he's not giving people a lot of time for due diligence, and he's trying to speed the process, and it's just not giving people a lot of time to figure out a way to make their numbers work. So, and unfortunately, the people we met with Wednesday, we essentially, based on how they wanted to modify the building, we discouraged them, and they've withdrawn their offer to the seller. So really just want to try to get something in there and maintain as much integrity as we can.
Mhm. And I'm guessing the DDA is not in a position to buy it.
I mean, that would be our next,
Kind of step.
yeah.
If you
But
can't get
it's-
someone to privately.
Our philosophy would be ideally we would want somebody privately to do it, but
Mhm.
that's a possibility if we exhaust all other options, and the writing on the wall is starting to kind of become clear.
Mhm.
But if there's some great examples that somebody's been really creative.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, I don't know like what the city's like ARPA fund situation is either, but if there was an opportunity to create like basically a revolving loan fund locally, so that way someone could access capital more quickly and then, have like a low interest repayment. So, DDRLF is incredible, but we all know it can take time, right?
Yeah.
To go through that entire process, but having something locally available might, quicken that turnover, and allow people to get a project started and completed quicker, and still provide them access to, low interest loans.
Has anybody on here used ARPA funds for a revolving loan? No. Okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah, I just know that there's some of the money is just, kind of wide open. So it's kind of like,
Right.
how creative can you be and how supportive will the city be with that? But y'all have got a good kind of combination to make that work,
Good suggestion. Thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything for Jeff that they want to add?
I'll say real quick, Jeff, in downtown Gainesville, we have a pretty old building that has been for sale for like 6 years, way before my time even as manager. And Thrive, which is a co-working shared space, actually just purchased the building, and they're using a DCA loan to flip it. But it's a neat opportunity. I don't know if there's a need for that in your community, to bring in like a co-share style office space. But we were just really fortunate that it was a private investor coming in. And so that might be a company to look into, because they're looking for those smaller but still semi-connected to the big city towns that would have some space like that available. They're using the historical context of theming rooms after historic things downtown and things like that. So they're really jumping into the preservation community side of things.
Yeah, awesome suggestion. They actually came out and looked.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're one of the folks that just financially they
got it.
Their numbers didn't work. So
Swing and a miss.
but they seem like they would be really good to work with.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you. This is a good suggestion. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for putting it out there for the group. And Kira, I saw your question in the chat about the 1-day registration. They may not have a 1-day conference admission. I don't know. What I was talking about is if they just need to come to 101. They don't necessarily have to go to the entire conference. They can just come to, it's not really the conference, it's pre-conference. It's just all available through the conference registration platform. So you can either choose to come to 101 and the conference, or just 101 on that Monday and not the conference. But I don't know anything about 1 day. Okay, Christian says there's no 1-day admissions at this point.
Yeah, I put it on my list to ask about. But Kira's not here anymore. She left because I was going to send her a private message.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Appreciate y'all helping me with that. All right. What's everybody else got going on? Questions, concerns, brag-worthy moments? All I hear is beep beep, but I know someone's got something to share with me. All right, somebody share one good thing that happened in your world, whether it's personal, professional, and I will say class dismissed afterwards. Or I'll call on somebody. Hey, Hyra hit 12,000 followers. I'm assuming it's on social media and that Jennifer just doesn't have 12,000 people following her around downtown at all times.
We've done almost 200,000 economic impact numbers at the new railway park.
Holy moly.
I know that's not a lot, big city numbers, but that's a lot.
That's a lot no matter where you are. Come on.
Yeah. So we're super, super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be too. That's huge. That's incredible.
Yep, yep.
Mine is not as cool as Monica's, but we've been working on stickers, so this is one of our jobs.
It. That's so cute. I love that. We need one with the train on it.
So I can show you how to do it. It's not hard.
Oh,
Very
cool.
easy.
I don't know. I'm old, Jeffrey.
No, it's so easy. So easy.
I
I
love
have
it.
a sad moment. Can I share a sad moment?
Yeah, share a sad moment.
So we have 2 public parks downtown. One, people get married in all the time. It's really cool. So we took the old water feature out that was a mosquito gathering place. And we did a vibrant community grant and put a permanent piece of art there, concreted it in. It was a beautiful big old wind spinner with a Cherokee rose in the middle of it. Well, apparently somebody tried to use it for a jungle gym. Yeah. I could have cried.
Oh,
It's pitiful. Now it's bent in half and it don't spin no more.
oh no.
But we're gonna get it fixed.
I was
so
gonna say, can it get fixed?
we hope so. It just makes me sick.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah.
It's like when you do all the nice planters and plant everything and then people come and just pull them up, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we tried that too. So yeah.
Like, y'all just appreciate, don't disrespect, you know?
'Cause then
come
you
on.
have big old ashtrays.
Yep. Yep. Been there, live that.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome. Let me see. Oh, Amy, talk about, you said projects are taking off with your rules on incentives. That's exciting.
Hey, well, we've kind of done some things that we're proud of to try to get us to this point, like creating multiple pocket parks and more green space. And I think it's led us to the point now where developers are looking at us more because we look the part and we have places for people to spend time outside. And now we have the murals and things. But we just met with somebody today for a possible restaurant with 35 jobs. And I think the rule zone is going to be the one that throws him over the edge of moving downtown. So that we have that, and we have a couple of big box, used to be big box retailers left buildings like we're talking about earlier, 2-story vacant spot. We've had a couple of those, but we now have developers working on them, and they're all taking advantage of this rule zone. So I was worried about people taking advantage of it, but now they are. It's taken us about a year, but it's happening. So the patience is what I've learned, and I still tell myself every day.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. And that's a lot of jobs, period, but that's a lot of jobs to be combined with that job tax credit. So that is huge right there. That's incredible.
He's supposed to sign today, sign the contract.
Oh my goodness. Fingers crossed, sending good thoughts. Brandy, I've been told I have to ask you about Valdosta's Father's Day event, which FYI is this weekend, right? Like Father's Day is this weekend, Sunday.
Thanks, Ellen. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm flush, it's because our air conditioner is broke. So we have this. So anyway, in South Georgia, this is what we're dealing with. Tomorrow is our 5K, Father's Day 5K superhero. And so I got my Superwoman socks and a cape and stuff. And so we're doing that. We've got a pretty good number of participation. You know, there's always going to be last minute people, but it's going to be at Georgia Beer. So you get a beer after it's over, after you're 21 years or older. So, you know, when an event, you go cray the week of. So Allie and I are running like crazy, and she's making tons of phone calls right now as we speak. That's why she's not on this call. So we're excited. Not excited about being at work on a Saturday, a 3-day weekend at 6 a.m. But hey, that's part of the job. It's not a 8 to 5.
True story. True story. And we're all living it with you. So
Can you hear me? So if y'all, everybody needs to go after this weekend and go look at Downtown Valdosta's social media pages, because that Super Dad 5K makes the best pictures. And it is one of the funnest events. It's always hard to plan a Father's Day event, but this one seems to work really, really well. It's super popular. So R&D, I'm just saying, like, this is a good one.
I love it. I feel like dads dressed up like as superheroes or in any kind of capacity like that is always like a winner.
I'll show y'all the shirts that we had made. Hold on one second.
All right. Well, thank you guys for sharing good stuff with me. You know, I'm gonna let y'all go. So we'll see you soon. We'll see you at the conference. We'll see you next month back here for Third Thursday. You know, go do something cool and cultural, you know, this weekend, and have a good 4th of July, and we'll see y'all soon.